Ready to go? All right. To start off, first off, proud of our players. Thought they came out. Um, we talked about wanting to start fast, and they absolutely did that. Jumped out to a 22-0 lead. You're there in the first quarter. Second quarter, you had some adversity that you struck in a couple different ways. Had some drives extended due to penalties. Had a few drives stall out there offensively. But we talk all the time about our response. You're coming out in the second half. We talk about finishing strong, and obviously the opening kickoff of the second half did not go the way we wanted. But you saw a tremendous response from our football team. 2 plays later, the big run by Trey. Obviously just the guys. The determination, the belief. Defense doesn't give up a point in the second half. I was really proud of them for that. I mean, that's as a team that was coming in, coming off their best game. You can see that the identity of what they're trying to do presents some challenge with their quarterback. I thought our guys, did a really good job there in the second half. We were better in our third down, fourth down situations. We're still really good in red zone situations. Forcing a field goal there early. Offensively, I think we scored every time we had the ball down there. Something we need to continue. There were some negative plays, things that we're going to have to get better at. But I was really proud of our guys for their response and being able to finish. And what an incredible crowd, sellout crowd. It was awesome being back at home. Hopeful that we can continue that again for next week with another sellout. But I know there's very limited tickets, so hopefully we can put together a streak when it comes to that. But really excited about our fan base. Being back at home, letting our guys go out there and play at a high level here at Doak Campbell, and just like I said, proud of our players. And Trey had a big day. It was good to get him rolling. Obviously, we didn't have a ton of offensive snaps. We're I think 61 snaps. That's going to happen when you have the explosive runs. But I did think we played with better tempo throughout, and definitely excited about the continued steps that I'm seeing from this team.
Hey, Mike, obviously Trey gave you a great day, but in general, the running attack, Jordan also getting involved in it, just how pleased were you guys coming out of the bye and doing what you did on the ground?
No, it was good, and something we talked about. Wanting to be able to establish the ground game. We're going to take what teams give us, and there were some opportunities that were created. I thought our backs ran really hard. I thought that the O-line created some good seams for them to run through, and I tell you, there's some unbelievable blocks. Keon Coleman had a couple of great touchdown springing blocks. On that. I mean, and it's one thing to see a great player, which he is, and just to talk about what he does, catching the ball. But man, that block that he had on the long touchdown was just awesome, and I was so proud of him for that. But it's being able to play without the ball, and I think we had a lot of guys that were really doing a good job there, because it takes all 11. Jordan, he got an opportunity to pull the ball. He had a little bit of space there, and I thought he did a great job of managing the game and the things we asked him to do. Didn't turn the ball over offensively. That's something that we really harp, and know the importance of that. And our guys have been doing a nice job with it, and something we're going to have to continue.
Trey, it's taken him a little while to get going. How did he handle that? Like, just these last few weeks, the way the running game wasn't performing, did he get frustrated at all, or how did he handle it?
No, I mean, Trey is incredible. I mean, in all things. And even in the Clemson game, we didn't have the success in the run game, but he impacted that game, and he did it, as a pass receiver. He had 3 big plays in the game, catching the ball out of the backfield. He's going to do whatever's necessary to help this team win. And we've got a lot of guys that are like that, and so he maintains the focus on improvement. I loved it. I mean, he trusted his speed. He saw a couple seams and he hit it. And then when he gets in the open field, it's a lot of speed and power running down the field. So I was proud of him for that. He's a great player and just a great teammate and young man.
Coach, what is it about Trey that makes him so special?
I mean, he's got the combination of all things that you want. He's big, he's powerful. Obviously he'll run tough in between the tackles, but also has a home run hitting speed when he gets out there on the edge. I think he's improved his game, as a pass receiver, which we've seen already this season. And his willingness to do the dirty work as a blocker too. So I mean, you talk about a total back. I mean, there's a a lot of guys that are situational, but I mean he can really do it all, and he embraces that in his work ethic and the things that he does, and he's unselfish. Which I mean, you have a humble and unselfish player that's he's there when another back is in there, whether it's Rodney, LT, whoever it is. I mean, he's the one that's there cheering him on louder than anybody, and he just it's what we want our program to be built like, and he's a great leader for that.
I guess two questions about Johnny. First off, him getting the end zone twice, 2 big catches to get the ball rolling, and how is he after that? Do we know at all? Because
no, I mean we'll see. Obviously, wasn't able to come back. We'll see what that looks like. As we move forward to this week. But man, what a great start to the game. And Johnny's been really good for us this year. He's had coming in the game. I think he's over 300 yards receiving. I mean, he hadn't been in the end zone, and being able to see him do that was big. But made a couple really good plays. It was good to see Destin catch a big ball there that we needed. We had a couple missed opportunities, things that we continue to get better at. But I thought Jordan really did a nice job of operating, and even some of the times when you might have got a little bit of pressure, he stayed patient. Didn't try to force things. And I think that was a great response from him, which helped push our offense.
Hey, Coach, can you talk a little bit about the offensive line rotation? You guys talk about going 8 deep. It seemed like all 8 guys got significant playing time today.
Yeah, well, we were a little bit short. A little bit short-handed. Bless Harris was not able to play today. But you saw Darius Washington getting a start at tackle. We knew Rob Scott. He practiced this week. Probably wasn't ready for whatever it would be, 60, 80 plays. But we knew that we wanted to get him in. It was good to see him get in there and get some productive work. Obviously, Meach and KJ being able to get work there at the guard spot. I mean, I like the growth with our offensive line. It's going to be great when we get all 8 of them that are going. But it was also good seeing some of those young guys get in there, and I thought some good plays there late. We've got a really good group and guys that are growing, they're developing, they're working hard in practice. But it's good to see the depth that has been developed and created. And I think we're seeing that across the board. So it's good to see King Dent getting back out. You'll be able to kind of work a little bit of a rotation there at safety. I mean, Conrad Hussey, made some really big plays. True freshman. Blake Nicholson got in there as a true freshman. I was really proud of those guys coming off the bye week, being able to make a positive impact for us. And I thought it was a good game for that.
You mentioned a couple of players like Robert Scott that were out, but you got Ja'Kai Douglas and Kentron back. What kind of impact did they make being back today?
Well, I mean, you just continue to add to the playmaking ability of what we have. Obviously those guys. It's been a challenging first month of the season for them. Getting them back in it and just building that confidence of all the things they can do. I think it's going to continue to grow with time. But I love the depth that we have there at that position. I think we have some great playmakers, guys that just like today when Johnny went down, obviously you saw Kentron, you saw Akeem Williams, those guys stepping up. I don't know if it showed up in pass receptions, but it's going to. And those guys are you're going to be great players and just continuing to work and develop.
You talked about the adversity of the second quarter. It seemed like there was some frustration from defensive players in particular. I saw some frustration from you. I guess, how did you kind of think they handled
my frustration?
I
was frustrated.
How do you think they handled, the adversity of how things played out? And how big was halftime for recentering? It seems like that made a big deal.
I've got to do a better job in some of those situations of, because I was frustrated. And there's some, obviously we'll go back and watch film and learn and teach, and some of the things that showed up, I wanted an explanation, and so I voiced an opinion. But, I've got to do a better job of making sure that, even in voicing that opinion, that, as a leader of this football team, I've got to make sure that our guys are staying focused on things they can control. There's times that I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to just state exactly what I believe and what I saw. And we'll see what it says. They're here come probably Monday on some of those thoughts. But it's all part of it. And our guys, they always talk about having each other's back. I've got to have our players back, and they got to have mine sometimes. And we can all continue to grow and be better. I love coaching this team. I love their response, and that's one of the things I know y'all hear me say that a million times. Well, that's what it was today, and that's what I mean. That's what I was proud of. We talk about want to start fast. We've not been as good as we needed to be. That first quarter was a great, fast start. Now, second quarter wasn't as good as it needed to be. All right, so it provides opportunity for continued growth, but to see the defense pitch a shutout and to have some big plays there offensively in the second half, I mean, that was a heck of a way to finish. So a lot of good things to be able to build upon. And this is coming off a team that just played their best game. In Virginia Tech, they've got some good players, athletic guys on the defensive front. I mean, that was it was good. It was a good test for us, and pretty proud of our guys.
In that second quarter, you guys could not have been more dominant in the first quarter. Did you sense any of what you saw at BC in the second quarter, or was that not the case?
I mean, there was some penalties that extended drive with interception that was overturned. That would have been a huge play in the game. We had a couple other things that showed up. We had one of our drives offensively. We had a penalty that negated what would have been a conversion. So I mean, obviously it's all things that we can be better at. We can continue, but I didn't feel like our guys that played were playing with an edge, and it wasn't, some of the things that we saw earlier in the season. There wasn't about a comfort level, and they were playing hard, they were playing fast. We have the pick there, 22, nothing. And I mean, it's about to go a whole other way, but you landed on them, so that was something that we have to continue to teach the best way we can teach, and go from there.
This wasn't the question I was going to ask, but was the explanation that he landed on him? Was that the penalty? Okay. Here's the question I was going to ask. Getting that kind of production out of Jared, obviously he's been very good all year, but those were two monster plays that he had, and what's that like to see him do that and impact the game like that?
Well, I mean, Jared's been probably the last two games coming into this one, probably been as good as he's been since he's been here. And, it's one thing you get caught up on, stats sometimes will lie to you, and sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're not as good. But I thought he played these last two games as good as he's played, and then today, just continuing to build upon that, and the production showed up. He had the 2 sacks. Obviously, there were huge plays in the game. Great. Energy for our defense, big plays, big situations, and so I'm very proud of him for just staying the course. I mean, there's some things from today's game he'll still grow and learn and get better from, because that's the mindset that he brings. And I think we've seen that from a lot of guys. I mean, our defensive front is really doing a lot of great things, and you see the depth. I mean, Josh Farmer's playing at a high level. Fabian, you see him getting back into form. Dennis Briggs is out there, making good plays. Braden Fisk. I mean, all those guys. That Malcolm Ray. I mean, they're inside. And then I saw Gilbert Edmond flashed a couple times today. And really kind of challenging him to take that next step. And I thought he did. Obviously Byron. And then Pat has been. Coming off that Boston College game, I think he's responded. Clemson played great, and I saw him do some really good things here today. So, just a shout out to our defensive line for the work they're putting in, and obviously the production they're having.
I know that the time you spend on special teams, I guess, what was the issue, or what was it? What VT did, and what y'all didn't do on the kickoff return that set that up?
Obviously there were some mistakes on our end, and we've got bad leverage. We didn't set the edge where we wanted to. They're on it, and they ran a field return, something that we practiced for, and actually expected. But we had a couple guys that took wrong leverage angles and got pinned, and just created too much space. And so we spend a lot of time. We take a lot of pride in our coverage units. For that to happen, we will get it fixed. And but that's obviously was a huge play, and I'm grateful for all players in helping bounce back and have the kickoff teams back and being able to finish that game. 2 for 1.
Yeah, just one. You mentioned earlier the young guys getting in there, and I think Coach Fuller said during the week that they wanted to force Blake and Conrad, some of those guys in the game. Is that kind of with the mindset of like what maybe they can do for you guys towards the end of the season, and
what they can do for us now? I mean, we think we're not going to put somebody on the field if we don't think they can help us win football games today. Like This is not a feel good. Oh, hey, let's do this. You got to go earn it. And we got really good players that are growing and developing that have yet to get on the field, but are going to have incredible careers here. Those guys have shown, whether in practice, whether in continued growth, opportunities that they're getting out there on the field, that they are deserving, and as they continue to produce and grow, they'll get more. I'm excited about what this class that we just brought in. Really excited about that group. I think we got a lot of great players, and like I said, some of them that are not even playing very much right now or at all, but have incredible futures, and just it's all part of that growth. And some are put in a position to help us right now, and so we're playing more. All right, thank you guys.
Congratulations on the win. Jordan, did you sense you guys would come out the way you guys did today? I know you guys wanted to start faster, but that first quarter was pretty incredible.
Yeah, we started really fast today. I think we had one drive in the second half, in the second quarter, other than the 2-minute drill. So we were efficient with that. I think we were, three for 4 without including the 2-minute drill. I think we came out fast. We gotta stay consistent. I feel like that's our main problem right now. We're not consistent with everything. Protection, me throwing the ball, receivers running the right route, all little things like that. The running backs did a great job today, so kudos to them, man. It's been a tough year for them. They haven't broke out yet like they did today. So I'm proud of Trey, LT, all of them, Little Rod. But yeah, we gotta get more consistent on.
I think late in the game, Destin Hill had a pretty big 30-yard catch. For him to continue after everything he's been through, stay the course after, now that he hasn't had many receptions this year. What was that? How big was that for his confidence to get that catch?
Yeah, that was real big. Destin's a great teammate, a great player. He works so hard all the time. So him making a big play like that in a time like that, because we needed that play right there, it was a big-time play for him, for his confidence. So I'm so happy for him. We're going to keep working, and we got to get the ball in his hands more, because he's a really talented player when the ball's in his hands, so we got to work on that.
Jordan, you talked about, wanting to be a little bit more consistent out there, and that was, a big focus for you guys, and, the want to play, complete game as well. Talk about that first quarter. What kind of position did that put you guys in for, opening up to play complete game and going forward, I guess wanting to play complete game? How good did that first quarter look for accomplishing that?
Yeah, it was almost perfect for us. Obviously, there was a couple throws, a couple runs, a couple protections that we wish we could have back, but we scored on all 3 drives, which is that's your goal as an offense, is scoring every drive you have, and we did that. We put the ball in the end zone. But yeah, we have to, once again, we have to start fast and finish fast. That's what it comes down to. And today, I feel like we could have finished better than we did. We can keep talking about it, but we got to start doing it.
Patrick, 2 parts for you. First, can you talk about your play the last couple weeks? Seems like you're taking it to a new level. And also defensively, starting fast. I know that was something that Coach Fuller and Coach Norvell talked about this past week, being something you wanted to see from your group.
I feel like my play has been okay. Getting better every week. That's what my main thing is. Just trying to take the parts from the last game that we played and then try to better it in this game, and then every game after that. Just trying to get better every week, really. And when it comes to our defense, I feel like we had a pretty solid day. We gave up a touchdown, but we had a pretty solid day, and I feel like we gotta come out a little, like we gotta finish faster and finish better, cause like we'll tend to get up on people, and then we're trying to kind of take off the foot off the gas, but we have to get better at that.
Jordan, there were two design runs for you, I think, on the scripted first drive today. Using your legs a bit more than you have the last few games. Is that something you kind of wanted to be a part of the game plan this week? Is it just you got to take what the defense gives you? How does that kind of break down?
Yeah. Whatever Coach Norvell calls, I run it no matter what. I trust him. Yeah, there were two good plays. I had an option on both of them to either pitch the ball or keep the ball, and I played man, so I kept the ball. But yeah, I got to use my legs a little bit more. I know that. Just trying to play that complete game then for myself too. I mean, make the throws, make the plays with my feet. I feel like I did a better job with that today with my feet. Just got to be more consistent with throwing the ball.
Patrick, Coach Norvell always talks about response, and after they returned that kick and it became a game again, obviously the offense went and scored on the second play, and then you guys shut them out the rest of the way. Is that kind of the Florida State that you guys want to showcase moving forward? Is like just basically finishing off the game like that?
When we have a tent, we play better when we feel like our backs against the wall, or we feel like we have to get a start, or we have to get this. But that's what we really have to just eliminate. Just going in and just finishing people full through. Now we up 30 zip, but we down by 7. We got to play the same. That's what I feel like we have to improve on.
Hi, Trav. So thinking about your ability as a rushing quarterback, which past or present player, whether from FSU or elsewhere, would you say your game most closely resembles, or do you think you're setting a new standard for rushing quarterbacks?
I would say Jalen Hurts maybe. I feel like he does a really good job in the system. Owning the ball, first of all. I mean, that's what it comes down to. You have to own the ball as a quarterback. But yeah, he uses his feet when he has to and makes throws when he needs to. So yeah, I would say Jalen Hurts.
For both of you, and obviously they scored 10 straight points in the first half, then got that kickoff return, then Johnny Wilson's injury. How much did that Trey Benson 62-yard run kind of pump up the sideline? And that they just gave the stat, he's the first runner since Dalvin Cook to go for 200 yards in a game at Florida State. What does that mean? What kind of performance does that, what does that mean for the team today for both of you?
I feel like it means a lot. It gives you confidence, obviously. When your run game's going like that, I mean, you feel like everything's just rolling. Opens up the passing game, and the running game has been slow all year, so this is the first game we really broke out like that. And just seeing a smile on Trey's face means a lot to me. It makes me happy, man. I know how hard he works, and no matter what, he always has a smile on his face, and he's always confident, and just works hard. So I'm so happy for him, so happy for LT. He had a big run today, too. A little raw got in there, and once again made plays when he had to. So, I mean, but it also starts up front with the offensive line. You can't have a 200-yard rushing game without the boys up front blocking. So I'm proud of them, proud of the receivers blocking the perimeter. But yeah, that was a special game for Trey.
Patrick, they're a really tough running team. How do you guys think you guys fared just in the rushing aspect of it?
I feel like every week our first mindset with every team we play, no matter who we play, is the first thing we do is stop the run. Don't let a team come in our house and just run the ball down our throat. We make sure we try to make a team very one-dimensional, just make them have to pass the ball, because we really have the best D-line in the nation, especially with the D-tackles we got. We got a good rotation, and I feel like that's just our main goal every time we play. We never let somebody just run the ball on us.
For either one of y'all, Florida State's 5-0. It's the first time since 2015, I think. I mean, obviously, I know y'all try and live in the moment, take it one game at a time, but does that mean anything? I mean, it's been a while since Florida State's had a start like this.
Yeah. When you're winning football games, everyone's happy at the end of the day. Our goal is to go 1-0 every single week, take everything day by day, just win the day. And we've been doing that as a football team. Obviously, we have so much room for improvement as a football team. But yeah, when you could say you're 5-0 in college football, you have to be proud of yourself and pat yourself in the back. But at the end of the day, we're not done yet. So we come back tomorrow, celebrate tonight. Come back tomorrow, we're getting ready to work. We have Syracuse next week, which is a really good team. We have to get better at the end of the day. They're a really special team. We know who we are as a football team. We just have to play a complete game.
Jordan, the bye week probably couldn't have come at a better time for you to get some rest and feel better. How's the shoulder? You seemed like you were moving pretty well out there with a little bit more confidence and not favoring you. You back to 100% and feel good?
Yeah, I feel amazing. I feel amazing. That hit today didn't feel too good, but I feel good right now.
Trey, first and foremost, busting that first big run. How nice was that for you after the tough start to the year, and then just in general putting 200 up on the day, and you guys getting a ground attack going as a team?
It meant a lot. Just thanking the offensive line, the receivers, blocking downfield, because this whole bye week, that's what we emphasized, the run. So, it showed out on the field today.
Going to Jared, you've been playing hard all year. Finally got those first 2 sacks of the year. Was that like a monkey off your back? Did it how did it feel to get those sacks?
It definitely felt good. I tried to hide my excitement. I didn't do too well. But, I've been trying to fall into my role of being a civil servant, taking attention for the rest of my D-line. Everyone, they're doing a lot of max protect this year. We're getting a lot of double teams as a D-line, as a unit. But it felt good to finally, get my plays, make the best of it. But I'm okay with my role, whatever it takes, whatever it is.
For Jared, Coach Norvell talked about some adversity in response to that in the second quarter specifically. I guess what kind of frustration was there in the second quarter? How do you feel like the defense responded in that moment? And then, I guess, coming out in the second half, the response to that response?
I think the biggest frustration was with ourselves. We knew it was nothing that they did that messed us up. Because if it was something they did, it was just game planning. That's all it takes. But it was just our internal self. I think with the offense scoring as quickly as they did, putting the big lead for us as quickly as they did, we got comfortable. And we kept saying, let's not get comfortable, but you can tell people were just by the demeanor of everybody. So that definitely got to us. But I think once we, kind of got under control, figured out who we were, it was okay. Then coming out, the third quarter, that first kickoff, that's kind of something that, it gets under your skin. But we're like, no, that's all they get. They don't get any more points for the rest of the day. Everyone was harping on it no matter what it takes. They're not getting anything else.
Trey, was there just something special in the water for you today to come out and have this breakout game? Did you wake up feeling special, or was there anything special that contributed to this day?
Yeah, my mom's birthday was yesterday, so I told her I was gonna give her my all today, so that's what it was.
Your roommate too, by the way.
My roommate too.
Yeah, I'm the roommate. Yeah.
Trey, it looked like on the last one, I thought the guy had an angle on you, or he thought he had an angle on you. Did you see him? Did you ever think he had an angle on you?
All right, so let me walk you through it, okay? I had the ball, and I just see number green grass. I said, hold on, somebody coming. So I look out the corner of my eye, and I seen him coming, so I was like, oh, no, let me kick into extra gear real quick. So I was going up the field, but I felt him coming, so I just swirled in a little bit. And I wonder how many miles per hour there was, though.
6.
And I can follow up real quick. Jared, what's it like? I mean, I know you guys are so close, and I know you haven't had the production you wanted, but he also hasn't had a ton of production yet. How much fun was it watching Trey run today?
Oh, my God. I'm running down the field. I had to stop myself from running on the field, not trying to get another penalty. That means so much. Like, I know how hard Trey works. We spent the whole summer together working, all the fall, all the spring. Every time we get a chance, we're working out together. So to finally see all the hard work, pay off, and not what, like, barely did he smile after a big play. He's like, all right, it's on to the next one. Let me get the next one. So you just see that look in his eyes. It feeds you. Like, it gets you hyped up. Like, that meant so much to me. Like, it's almost like his success is my success. Like, that just made me smile. I love it.
For Trey, you had a dominant night tonight on the ground, but LT had a strong night too. Rodney had a strong night. I guess what was it like to see them play a part in just the rushing effort kind of exploding for you guys?
These first couple games have been tough. We just been hearing that the running game ain't been working good, and this game we really emphasized the run. Like in the run back room, we got to get it going today. Like we're not taking no for answers. So that's really what it was today, and we just stayed positive throughout the whole thing, and it worked out well today.
Derek mentioned, first 200-yard rusher in your game since Dalvin Cook. What does that mean to be in the same breath as him? At Florida State, obviously.
I actually talked to Dalvin Cook 2 weeks ago. I actually just checked my phone, and he texted me today, telling me he's proud of me and stuff. He told me it was gonna come. Our conversation was about like really. Basically, like he's seen us, struggling in the run game, but he told me to keep going. That it's gonna hit. He know it's frustrating, but in the next couple of games we're gonna get it together. So it means a lot being in that same category with him because he elite. I'm hungry.
Trey, when you guys played up at Boston College and got that lead, Coach Norvell felt you guys got comfortable maybe and lost your edge. This team made a little bit of comeback, but he felt like he didn't see the same thing. Did you feel like you guys lost any of your edge during that
Oh
time?
yeah, we actually said that on the sideline. They were like, okay, yeah, we can't get comfortable because we know what happened last time. We got comfortable, so we made sure that there wasn't a choice today.
For either one of y'all, Florida State's 5-0 for the first time since I think it's 2015. I know that doesn't mean anything per se if you don't kind of build on it, but what does it mean? I mean, from where the program was, kind of helping build it back to maybe closer to where it has been historically.
I think I can speak for everybody, as a Florida State fan, as a player, as a community. When I say it means the world, Florida State belongs on top. We're not some team that belongs in like the middle of the country or anything like that. We belong at the top echelon. We belong in the national championship. We belong in the playoffs. We belong at the top. We 5-0 is no surprise to us. It might be a surprise to other people. If you're a part of this community, it's not a surprise to you. It means a lot, especially for the guys like, Fabo or D'Lo, these guys that went through the tough time of not, being in this position that they're in now. You see the smile on their face after every win. I'm like, this means the world to them. And, knowing Trey, the problems he had, his past injury and everything like that, me, being at a lower level school, it means the world for us that we brought in this collection of people. We're doing everything we can. Every week we're getting better and better, and we're just challenging each other, challenging ourselves every week to get better. Yeah, that's answer of the day, man. Write that down.